What's up, everybody? I wanted to do another video to point out yet another terrible photoshopping job that they did on the RAV4 pictures in this Steven Avery case. Now, before anybody starts to comment that anything like they did in other videos that I've done where like there's it's due to the low camera angle, or it's due to how close the car is to where the person's taking a picture, or the millimeter of the point and shoot camera that they're using, or some other crap like that. This has nothing to do with any of that. This cannot be written off by just some camera angle, or saying that it's a digital camera 2005, so the quality of this is pretty clearly a bad photoshopping job. And it's not necessarily because they did a terrible job with Photoshop or made mistakes like other photos in the Steven Avery case, such as, if I'm going to use an example, let's grab this one right here. Excuse me, this one right here. These mist masking parts in this particular photo of the RAV4 and some wooden crate, like I pointed out in my other videos. This is a Photoshop mistake. They missed this part of the masking job from whatever background this RAV4 was actually in, and they masked this RAV4 out. They missed these little sections right here. This is just a poor masking job, so this is a Photoshop mistake. Okay, and what I'm pointing out today is not that it's a Photoshop mistake. It's that they just didn't. They were idiots. They didn't know the specifics of what a car and specifically the body lines were supposed to look like. So then when they kind of fix something, they made it wrong. Okay, so just to get into it, to make the video hopefully not too long, the terrible mistake that they made, that they missed, is this body line right here. Okay, so this is a 1999 RAV4, apparently, with fender flares, and this back part of the rear bumper meets up to the body right here, and you can see, of course, it's supposed to be like a like a body line where two pieces of the sheet metal meet up. But the mistake is that's not how it works on the back of an SUV like this. Right here you can see, if I zoom in real close, see, choose a color that hopefully is easy for everybody to see. Okay, so they're trying to make it look like this part of the plastic body right here, this whole part right there, meets up to a piece of sheet metal, blue sheet metal, that's right underneath the body line, right underneath this body line right here. See that? That's what they're trying to say, that's what it's supposed to happen. This plastic bumper meets up right here. This is where it kisses the sheet metal, and there's a body line right above it. But that is not the way the rear bumper works on an SUV like this. Okay, there is no body line that's this kind of that's pretty much butt up against another piece of blue sheet metal. And on a RAV4, 1990 RAV4 specifically, but this is the case for a lot of SUVs. Okay, and I've gotten reference photos and everything for anybody that might want to comment, like, I guess, yeah, the picture quality or the camera quality or whatever you're going to say. Here are pictures of other 99 RAV4s, and you can clearly see the body line. Okay, you can see how the body line does not tuck in. This is not a 99 RAV4, but this is a newer RAV4, and this is to explain a little bit what I'm talking about. The body line on that car, okay, stops. It's supposed to stop right there. It curves down. It curves down like this, and it stops right there. And the bumper gets connected to the back in somewhat a fashion like this a little bit, where the plastic bumper actually goes in a bit, and it gets sandwiched in between the sheet metal and this plastic. If this looks a little bit newer because it's on a newer RAV4, it's still similar to the 99 model and other SUVs. to get a little bit closer of a um, of a picture, the plastic bumper is supposed to slide in between these guys, and that's how it gets. The plastic bumper gets mounted to the back of the RAV4. Okay, this is another illustration, I guess you would call it, of the plastic bumper, of where it's supposed to go and what essentially it looks like when the bumper's removed, and how, like I said, this is a newer RAV4, so this slope right here is a bit different, but I'm only showing you the picture of the newer RAV4 to just give you a better, a good kind of visual of what it looks like underneath, what it's supposed to look like underneath a 99 RAV4 bumper or similar. Okay, so I've got reference photos. Okay, so let's look at some reference photos. Okay, 99 RAV4. Okay, reference photos. You can see the bumper, what do you call it? Has that curve. It curves in right here. You can see, and you can see the plastic actually fits in, just like I pointed out in the picture of the white one. Fits into the, which underneath here are the plastic pieces that get the plastic piece and the sheet metal right there gets sandwiched into, and that's what holds the bumper on. Okay, then the fender flares go on top. Okay, here's more pictures. They get a little bit clearer. You can see in this picture it's a little bit clearer. The body right here. Look at that body line. Here's another one. Here's a good one where this guy, now this one doesn't have a fender flare, but it still works the same. There's just no fender flare on top right here. Okay, for anybody out there that's going to comment, this is not. You can see the pictures are different cameras. It doesn't make a difference. It's just the way that the car is built. At the bumper, you can see how it stops. It's the curve of the plastic, or the bend of the plastic right here. This gets pushed in. Okay. See more. There you go. Here's another one. You can see the plastic just clearly goes into the back. This is a good one. A nice white, so you can really see how the body line is supposed to look, and how the plastic bumper meets the sheet metal on a 99 RAV4. Okay, and I have, just in case that you want another visual, here's a nice video, okay, of this person that's walking around the RAV4. And take note of when they come around the back of how the bumper meets the back of the RAV4. Okay, it goes around to the other side, and it's clear. You can clearly see the gap from where the plastic bumper goes in a little bit, and this part of the sheet metal also goes in a little bit. You can clearly see the gap and how the physical car is put together. The 99 RAV4, how the physical car is put together. And if, just in case that video was quick and you missed it, of course I took screenshots of it so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, now let's take one of these guys and drop it into Photoshop just so I can. Okay, you can clearly see this is how. Look at the body curve right here. Okay, see the body curve right there, how it curves in. Okay, how it curves in. How there's a curve, okay, that curves in. This is how the body line, how the sheet metal is shaped on a 99 RAV4. It curves in, and the plastic bumper gets sandwiched right in here. Okay, now back to the RAV4 that they found on the salvage yard. Look at this body line. It does not match up. Okay, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? This is so clearly an altered photo. It's so clearly an altered photo. There is no thin body line like this. Okay, that's just not how the car works. The back of the car, where the body line meets up, underneath it is not more of this painted blue sheet metal. It may be painted blue because they painted the whole thing, but this part of the car is supposed to be hidden underneath the bumper, but it's not. Okay, it's clearly not. It's clearly they made this. Remade a body line. They didn't actually look to see what the body line's supposed to look like on a 99 RAV4, and they made the body line look like it's supposed to, like maybe like another, like basically there's two pieces of the sheet metal on the outside that are butt up against each other, but it's not. This part of the car is supposed to curve down, just like you can see in the other photos of RAV4s. Okay, this curves in right here, and this part of the bumper is supposed to go in, but it doesn't. Okay, you can see it curves in right there, and there's literally, you could take a piece of paper and probably slide it into that gap. Okay, but there in this one, this they tried to make it like the back plastic bumper is like the side plastic on it, where it comes up and it just sits flat. Okay, it doesn't. You can see in the other pictures that I was pointing out. Where is that? You can see what how, let's take this guy and put it. You can see the plastic on here. I guess you can't see this color, huh? You can see the plastic on here, the body, the plastic curves here and goes inwards. See? This way. This is what I'm talking about. This plastic that's part of the bumper all back here. See that? How it looks like a, it's a little drawing right here. That's the curve. And it's got this shape to it. See, this is what I'm talking about. This part in here. Okay, this part that goes further back. Okay, it's not the same as this, where literally it meets butt up. The edge of this meets butt up to the sheet metal. Okay, over here it goes in. It's folded right here. Here's the plastic fold and goes in, and that's how it gets mounted to the car. There's a clip over here. There's clips in the wheel well over here. Okay, and underneath, and that's how it gets attached to the rear of the RAV4. You can see it in any picture you look up for of a RAV4. But here, in this photo of the RAV4 that they found on the salvage yard, okay, this obviously, I guess this is the one RAV4 in the world where they have a completely different back bumper, and they're literally a more sheet metal going further underneath this, because if that would be the only excuse. But obviously that's not the case. This photo right here is clearly an altered photo. They clearly photoshopped back here this bumper. Now, what did they Photoshop or why? I can't. Maybe they photoshopped just the top portion of it. Okay, why did they Photoshop it? It's obviously because they wanted to cover something up. There was either something telling there. There was either something different about this bumper than maybe the picture of Teresa standing next to the RAV4 than the bumper that's in that picture. Either way, there was something that they didn't want us to see. Same as the other photo. Okay, same as this photo down here. I did the other video on this photo where I brightened this section up here at the bottom, and not a smidgen of detail shows up. Okay, some people say that you would not see by the angle that the person's standing the exhaust pipe. So other people say you wouldn't see the gas tank. And regardless if that's the case, the ground is still only a foot or about 2 feet below this part of the car right there. With the flash being this bright, with the person obviously getting closer to the back of the car to kind of just get this portion of the car framed in, the flash would absolutely, the light from the flash would absolutely travel, hit everything you can see here, and pass this bottom part of the bumper and hit the ground. Okay, it's a powerful flash. Yes, when it comes to photography and when it comes to flashes, when the light comes out of the flash, the further it goes, the dimmer it gets, the less it loses power as it has to travel. So yes, the power of the flash illuminating right here would be not as powerful when it hit the ground down there, but it still would have lit up the ground, and we would still see detail of the ground. This isn't like a a crazy thing. I'm not pulling some weird theory out of thin air here. Okay, this is, if you've ever taken pictures with a flash, you would know that it would still go back there and give some detail. But when I brighten this up part up in Photoshop, there's not a single bit of detail. You can see anything, and that is not the case. And of course, this terrible, shitty masking job that they did right here. This kind of, you can see the highlight of the body line where it started to bend, and then of course it's black, and then this is just. It is just almost laughable about how bad this masking job is down here. But why did they put this basically black mask down here? To try to make it look either like it's just they were taking it in a darker, outside darker time of day, inside the crime lab, and then it was dark down there for some. I mean, if it was inside the crime lab and the lights were on, but it was still a little bit too dark for the camera to think, hey, I need to use the flash at this particular time because it was in auto mode. Well, regardless, with the lights on in the crime lab and the flash, you would absolutely see some detail down there, whether it's the concrete or whatever would be down there. So clearly they just, why? Because they wanted to cover something up. There's clearly something down here they did not want us to see. Same as why that they would Photoshop this part of the rear of the RAV4 back here. There's something they just did not want us to see, or they wanted this to match a part of a RAV4 in another photo. Those are the two things. They either wanted to cover something up, or they wanted this to match something on a RAV4 in another photo, because my theory is there's at least two RAV4s. So I'm not saying there's more than one RAV4. I'm saying that there's maybe Teresa Halbach's and then another one. Either it was a parts one or whatever, but regardless, give me comments in the bottom of this YouTube video, because I'd like to see somebody else's explanation for why this body line is just, this is a fact. This is not what a body line looks like on the back of the RAV4, and the other fact, this is not how the rear bumper attaches to the back of the RAV4. I used to work in a body shop. I painted cars. I used to tear cars down, newer cars like this. So this isn't just me making something up. I've seen what it looks like with or smaller SUVs like this and RAV4s with the bumper removed. So I just wanted to point that out. And like I said, leave any comments. And if you ask me anything in the comments, I'll try to respond as soon as I can. Sometimes I just don't look at the comments as often as I'd like, just because of just being busy, but leave it anyway. And if you ask anything or even just point something out or talk about it, I'll comment when I can.